My brother called me on a Tuesday afternoon, which was strange because we hadn't spoken in 8 months. "Sophie, hey, how are you?" His voice was too bright, too friendly, like a salesman trying to sell me something I didn't need. My name is Sophie Bennett. I'm 31 years old. I live in Boston, where I work as a marketing manager for a tech startup. I visit my family in Seattle maybe once a year, twice if someone guilts me into it. My brother, Jason, is 34. We're not close. We used to be when we were kids, but somewhere around the time I left for college and he stayed home, we drifted. He became the golden child, the one who stayed, the one who helped mom, the one who did everything right, and I became the one who left. "I'm good," I said carefully. "What's up?" "So, big news. Vanessa and I are getting married." Vanessa, his girlfriend of 2 years. I'd met her once. She seemed nice enough, talked a lot about essential oils and manifestation. "Congratulations, that's great." "Thanks. So we're doing it next month, November 20th. Seattle, obviously. And we really, really want you there. Like, it wouldn't be the same without you." I pulled up my calendar. November 20th was 3 weeks away. "Jason, that's really short notice." I know, but we wanted something intimate, just family and close friends. And your family, Soph, you have to come." Something about the way he said "have to" made my stomach tighten. "I'll check with work, see if I can get the time off." "Perfect. And hey, Mom's really excited to see you. She's been talking about it nonstop. Can you maybe come in a few days early, like that Wednesday? It would mean a lot." Wednesday to Sunday? That's 5 days, Jason. I know it's a lot to ask, but there's so much to do before the wedding, and Mom could really use the help. She's been stressed planning everything. You know how she gets. I did know. My mother, Patricia Bennett, was a professional worrier. Everything was a crisis. Everything required immediate attention and emotional labor from everyone around her. "I'll think about it." "Thanks, Soph. Love you. Can't wait to see you." He hung up before I could respond. I sat there, phone in hand, staring at my calendar, and I felt that old familiar feeling, the one I got every time my family called, like I was being pulled into something I didn't want but couldn't quite refuse. I flew into Seattle on Wednesday afternoon. November was gray and wet, the way Seattle always is in the fall. My mother picked me up from the airport in her aging Honda, the same car she'd been driving since I was in high school. "Sophie, oh honey, you look so thin. Are you eating?" "I'm fine, Mom." "You work too much. You're going to burn yourself out. When was the last time you had a home-cooked meal?" "Last night. I cook." She made a noise that suggested she didn't believe me. The drive to the house took 40 minutes. She talked the entire time about Jason's wedding, about Vanessa's family, about the caterer and the flowers and the venue, and how expensive everything was and how stressful it all was. I listened with half an ear, watching the familiar streets pass by, neighborhoods I used to know, places I used to go, a city that used to feel like home and now just felt like a place I was from. The house looked exactly the same. Small, a little run down, paint peeling on the shutters, the lawn needed mowing. My mother had lived here for 30 years, raised 2 kids here, buried my father here, in a manner of speaking. He died when I was 23. Heart attack, sudden, devastating. My mother fell apart. Jason stepped up, moved back home, took care of her, and I finished college, got a job, moved across the country. I'd always felt guilty about that. Inside, the house smelled like vanilla candles and old carpet. My childhood bedroom was exactly as I'd left it, posters on the walls, books on the shelves, like a museum of a person I used to be. Jason arrived an hour later with Vanessa. She hugged me like we were old friends. "Sophie, oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. Jason talks about you all the time." I doubted that, but I smiled anyway. Dinner was awkward. My mother had made pot roast, which she knew I didn't eat anymore because I'd been vegetarian for 5 years. But there was salad, so I ate that and pretended not to notice the pointed looks. After dinner, Jason pulled me aside. "Hey, so tomorrow could you maybe help Mom with some wedding stuff? She's got a whole list. I'd do it, but I have to work and Vanessa's dealing with her family coming into town." "What kind of stuff?" "Just errands, picking up decorations, maybe some shopping, wedding things." "Jason, I'm not really a wedding person." I know, but Mom really needs help, and it would mean a lot to me. Please?" There it was again, that word, please, like I owed him something. "Fine, I can help tomorrow." "You're the best, seriously, thank you." He went back to Vanessa, and I sat there wondering why I felt like I'd just agreed to something I didn't understand. Thursday was errands. My mother had a list, a long one. We went to 3 different stores looking for the right shade of ivory ribbon. We picked up centerpieces, we drove across town to get specialty candles, we stopped at the florist, the bakery, the rental company. By mid-afternoon, I was exhausted. "Mom, can we take a break?" "Just one more stop. We need to pick up some papers from the lawyer's office." I looked at her. "What papers?" "Just some documents for the house. Boring legal stuff. It'll take 5 minutes." We drove to a small office building downtown. My mother parked and turned off the car. "Actually, Sophie, I need you to come in with me. They need your signature." My stomach dropped. "My signature? For what?" "It's just a formality for the refinancing. I told you about that, remember?" She hadn't told me anything about refinancing. "Mom, what are you talking about?" "The house, honey, we're refinancing to help pay for the wedding. Jason and Vanessa are putting in some money, but we need a little more, and the bank needs all the owners to sign." "Owners? What owners? You own the house." She looked uncomfortable. "Well, technically, you do." The world tilted. "What?" "When your father died, we put the house in your name for tax purposes. Our lawyer said it was the smartest thing to do. You were young, you didn't have any assets, it made sense." "You put the house in my name without telling me?" "We told you. You were 23. You signed the papers. Don't you remember?" I did remember, vaguely. Sitting at a table, my mother crying, stacks of papers, a lawyer saying something about the estate, me signing where they told me to sign because I was grieving and overwhelmed and I trusted them. That was 10 years ago, Mom. "Right, and now we need to refinance, to pay for the wedding, and the bank needs your signature because you're the legal owner." I got out of the car, not because I was going inside, because I needed air. My mother followed. "Sophie, it's not a big deal. We're just taking out a small loan against the house. You won't have to pay anything. It's all on us. We just need your signature." "How much?" "What? How much are you borrowing?" She hesitated. $80,000. $80,000? For a wedding? "It's not just the wedding, it's also some repairs on the house, and Jason and Vanessa need help with the down payment on their first home, and I have some credit card debt that—" "You want me to sign off on an $80,000 loan against a house I apparently own so you can pay for Jason's wedding and bail you out of debt? You're making it sound worse than it is. How is it not that bad?" "Because we're family, Sophie. Family helps each other, and it's not like you're living here. You're in Boston. You don't need this house, but Jason does. He's staying here. He's taking care of me. He deserves our help." There it was, the truth. Jason deserved help because he stayed, because he was the good child, the one who didn't leave. And I was just the name on a piece of paper, the signature they needed to get what they wanted because that's what I always did. "I need to think about it," I said. "Sophie, the appointment is in 10 minutes. Then reschedule it, because I'm not signing anything today." I walked away, down the street, away from my mother's voice calling my name, away from the lawyer's office, away from the guilt and the expectation and the assumption that I would just do what they wanted because that's what I always did. I found a coffee shop, sat down, pulled out my phone, and I did what I should have done years ago. I Googled my own name plus King County property records, and there it was. The house on Maple Street. Owner, Sophie Marie Bennett. My name, my responsibility, my asset. An asset I didn't even know I had. I went back to the house that evening. My mother was in the kitchen, chopping vegetables with more force than necessary. "We missed the appointment," she said, without looking at me. "I know. They can reschedule for tomorrow." "I'm not signing, Mom." She stopped chopping. "What?" "I'm not signing the refinancing papers. I'm not taking out a loan on a house I didn't know I owned so you can pay for Jason's wedding." "Sophie, you're being unreasonable." "Am I? Because from where I'm standing, you put a house in my name without my knowledge, never mentioned it for 10 years, and then invited me to a wedding as a cover story to get my signature on a loan. That doesn't feel unreasonable to me. That feels like manipulation." Her face flushed. "I am your mother. I raised you. I sacrificed everything for you. And this is how you repay me? By not letting you take out $80,000 in my name? Yeah, Mom, that's how I repay you. By having boundaries." Jason came home then. He looked between us. "What's going on?" "Your sister is refusing to help with the wedding," my mother said. "That's not what's happening," I said. "I'm refusing to sign loan documents for a house I didn't know I owned." Jason's face went pale. "You told her?" My mother glared at him. And just like that, I knew. Jason knew. He'd known the whole time. This whole thing, the phone call, the wedding invitation, the early arrival, the errands, it had all been a setup, a way to soften me up, to make me feel obligated, to get me to sign. "Did you even want me at your wedding?" I asked quietly. He had the decency to look ashamed. "Of course I did. You're my sister." "But that's not why you called me. You called me because you needed my signature." He didn't deny it. I looked at my mother, at Jason, at the house I'd grown up in, and I felt something crack inside me. Not break, just crack. Like a shell I'd been living in my whole life was finally starting to fall away. "I'm leaving in the morning," I said. "I'll be back for the wedding, but I'm staying in a hotel, and I'm not signing anything." "Sophie," my mother started, "I'm not done. The house is in my name, which means I have options. I could sell it, I could rent it, I could live in it, I could do whatever I want with it, because it's mine." "You wouldn't." "I don't know what I'll do yet, but what I'm not going to do is let you pressure me into making a decision that benefits you at my expense. Not anymore." I went upstairs, packed my bag, booked a hotel room on my phone, and when I came back down, my mother was crying at the kitchen table, and Jason was sitting next to her, looking lost. "I really did want you at my wedding," he said quietly. "I know, and I'll be there, because I love you, but I'm not your ATM, and I'm not Mom's safety net. I'm your sister, and I deserve to be treated like more than a signature on a piece of paper." I left. I didn't go to the wedding, not because I was angry, but because 2 days before, my mother called and uninvited me. "If you're not going to help this family, then you're not part of this family. Jason doesn't want you there if you're going to be selfish." I didn't argue, just said, "Okay," and hung up. Jason texted me the day of the wedding. "I'm sorry, I didn't know she was going to do that. I do want you here." I didn't respond. 3 weeks later, I got a call from a real estate agent. "Ms. Bennett, I'm calling about the property on Maple Street. I have a client interested in purchasing. Are you open to selling?" I hadn't listed the house. Someone else had, probably my mother. "How much are they offering?" She named a figure, a high one. Seattle real estate had gone up significantly in 10 years. "I'll think about it," I said. I did think about it, for days. And then I made a decision. I called the agent back. "I'm not selling, but I am interested in renting it out. Can you help with that?" "Absolutely.
Do you need the current occupants to vacate? Yes. There was a pause. When? 60 days.
I gave my mother notice the next day. A formal letter from a lawyer. She had 60 days to find a new place to live. She called me screaming, "You can't do this. This is my home. It's my house and I'm not kicking you out. I'm giving you 2 months to figure out your next step. You can find an apartment. You can move in with Jason. You have options." I can't afford rent. Then maybe you shouldn't have tried to take out an $80,000 loan. She hung up on me. Jason called next. "Sophie, this is too far. Mom's a mess. She doesn't have anywhere to go. She has you. She has Vanessa. She has 2 months, and she has Social Security and whatever savings she didn't spend on your wedding. She'll figure it out. You've changed." Yeah, I have. My mother moved in with Jason and Vanessa 6 weeks later. I rented the house to a nice couple with a baby. They pay on time, they take care of the property, and the rental income covers my rent in Boston and then some. I haven't spoken to my mother in 4 months. Jason sends occasional texts. "Hope you're doing okay. Mom asks about you. Maybe we can talk sometime?" I don't respond. Maybe that makes me cold. Maybe it makes me selfish. Maybe I'm the villain in their version of this story. But in my version, I'm the woman who finally stopped letting people use her. I found out later, from a cousin I barely know who saw the whole thing from the outside, that my mother had been planning this for over a year. She'd racked up credit card debt. Jason's wedding was expensive, but not $80,000 expensive. They were going to use the loan to clear her debts, give Jason and Vanessa a down payment on a house, and pocket the rest. And they assumed I'd just sign, because I always did what they wanted, because I was the good daughter who came when called and helped when asked, and never questioned anything. Until I did. I'm 31 years old. I own a house in Seattle that I'm renting for profit. I have a job I love, a life I built, friends who value me for more than what I can give them, and I don't feel guilty anymore, because I learned something important standing in that lawyer's parking lot. Love isn't supposed to come with conditions. Family isn't supposed to feel like a transaction, and you're not selfish for protecting yourself from people who only see you as useful. I thought they invited me home for a wedding, but they just needed my signature, and the moment I realized that, I stopped giving them anything at all. Not my money, not my property, not my time. Just my absence. And for the first time in my life, that feels like the right choice.